Hey guys, today I have for you a kettlebell and or dumbbell circuit session. So all you'll need for this session is yourself, either a dumbbell at a light to medium weight or a kettlebell at a light to medium weight. So it'll be a circuit session, but before we get into any of the specifics, let's get into a quick warm-up. So the first thing we want to do is mobilize your hips, knees and ankles, okay, because there's going to be a lot of squatting in this session. We want to make sure we're nice and loose. So I want you to squat down as low as you can go. Alright, so if you can get to the full range of motion, that's great. If you can't, it's not the end of the world. But whatever squat position you're in, I want you to lean over to one side and try and get a deeper stretch into that ankle joint as you can. So all my weight's on the toes on my right side currently, and I'm just trying to get that knee as far forward as I can, really stretching the knee and the ankle specifically. Once I've done that for a few seconds, I'm going to switch over to the other side. Again, try and relax this ankle to get this as deep an angle as I can, and then stretching the opposite side. And hold that for 10 seconds. I'm just going to do that one more time on each side. Getting that knee as far forward as we can. And then once more on the other side. Okay, so moving up to the hips, we're going to do a stretch called 10 to 2. So you're going to get into a plank. And then you're going to take one foot and, like the hand of the clock, stretch it to 2. Okay? My back leg stays straight behind me. I want to try and keep this leg as straight as I can. Okay, with both hands on the ground and this foot flat on the floor, just gently lower your hip to the ground. Now you're going to feel a deep stretch in your hamstring here and a deep stretch in your hip flexor on the back leg. And then the lower you get, the more you're going to stretch into that hip. Great. Now if you find that really tough, you can just put that back leg down, still try and get the hip down, but ideally that back leg is straight. Once I've done that, I'm going to get the other foot, other leg, same idea. Foot is flat, back leg is straight as you can. Then lower that hip to the ground, trying to keep that foot flat. We'll hold that for 5 to 10 seconds. If your arms are struggling, you can bring the knee down. But again, we want to try and keep that back leg nice and straight. Great. After that, we're going to activate and warm up the glutes. So we're going to get into a hip bridge. Okay? So laying flat on the ground, your feet nice and flat, we're going to raise up the hips. Now, things we want to avoid is curling back off the toes. So I want you to feel pressure in your heel, but also the balls of your feet. And we're just going to hold that for a good 30 seconds. Make sure we're breathing, making sure we keep the hip nice and high. We want to avoid pushing the knees out to the side. We want to keep the thighs nice and straight. 15 more seconds. What you should feel is your glutes and hamstrings are the muscles working. If you feel a lot in your quadriceps, try and put a bit more pressure through the ball of your foot. And down there. Alright, so before we get into the exercises with the kettlebell and or dumbbell, let's go through a bit of squat technique because this will be the most important element of our workout. So if I show you from the side, what we're going to work on today is our balance. Now people often have a tendency to be stuck in their heel when they squat. Okay, this can cause issues with balance and other things. So what I want you to focus on is trying to get your weight forwards. Okay, so it's just that slight adjustment until I feel a bit of weight come off my heel, and then I feel the balls of foot are really getting a bit more pressure on the floor. Play about with that a few times. Okay, so this is me really far back. I feel my toes starting to curl. Okay, not very balanced. I come forwards, and then I feel the ball of foot. Okay, we'll call this our middle balance. Let's do 10 squats here, trying to keep that forward feeling. Okay, so you can see that my balance stays over that ball of foot. I'm not sitting back, I'm just going straight down, bending the knees and hips in that balance flow. Okay? We'll do 10, we'll think about 5 more. Great. Okay, that will do for the warm-up. So, the way these circuits are going to work, I have 3 different circuits. Basically, there are 2 exercises back to back. So you're going to do the set amount of reps for the first exercise, the set amount of reps for the second exercise. You'll then get a 30-second rest period before we repeat those 2 exercises again. And we'll do that 3 times for each circuit. So, first exercise, clean and press. Now, the way we set this up is we get into that same squat stance that we just practiced in our warm-up. So I don't want to be in my heels, I want to get forwards. Okay, so my nose is over my toes, or I feel the balls of my feet. Alright? From there, I'm going to use my squat. So straight down, okay, not moving back, straight down. I'm going to drive through my legs and pull the weight into the crook of my arm. Okay? So you'll notice that when I pull the kettlebell, I can't just keep going up, I need to get it to rotate. So as you pull, you rotate the arm. Okay, so you can scoop up the kettlebell with your elbow. Alright? So I'm there, I drive my legs, pull the weight up, once it's in the crook of my arm. I then push overhead, I'm going to bring the weight down in reverse, squat down, don't bend over, use your legs, switch your hand, drive through the legs, twist of the arm, and then press overhead. So it can be a bit fiddly to get used to that motion, but with practice, okay, it starts to become very smooth. Okay? So you're going to do 10 clean and presses, and then straight after those clean and presses, you're going to find yourself some space, and we're going to do some knees to elbow. So we're going to get into a plank. We want to see our spine is parallel with the floor, or our hips and our hips and shoulders are in line or level with each other. And once I'm there, I'm going to keep as still as I can as I bring the knee to the elbow, like so. And you're going to do that 12 times. Alright? So, what I'll do is run through that once, so you have a good idea of what it will look like, what the tempo should be, and then you'll take a 30 seconds rest and perform 2 more circuits, rounds of those 2 exercises. So, first things first, we've got 10 clean and presses with the kettlebell. That's 1, switch sides, switch arms, 2, 3, I'm squatting down, not bending over, 4, 5, okay, a few from the front, squat down, switch sides, squat down, and 1 more, good. Alright, so that'll be my 10 clean and presses. Go into some knees to elbow. So that'll be 1 round. You would rest 30 seconds and then perform those 2 exercises twice more with a 30-second rest in between. Now, if you only have a dumbbell, it's actually a little bit easier to get into your shoulder. It'll just feel a little bit different, but it's still just as effective. So same idea, put the dumbbell between your feet, and so the dumbbell is kind of in line with that ball of foot area. Again, I squat down, I don't bend over, I bend my knees, keeping my weight forwards, Drive through the legs to bring the dumbbell to the shoulder. Press overhead. Reverse it. Squat down. Drive through the legs. Press. And then reverse it. Alright. Couple from the front. Same idea. Weights between my feet. I get my hips forward, my weight forward over the ball of foot. Keep it there as I drive through the leg, twist of the arm, then a press. Like so. Alright, so that's circuit number 1. You can do that 3 rounds, 5 rounds, 10 rounds, doesn't really matter. 2 great exercises. Let's go for circuit number 2. So a snatch, it's our first one. And then we're going to do some squat hops, so slightly more intense as well. A bit more technique as well. So grab your kettlebell and or dumbbell, and we're going to take you through the snatch. So again, we're going to do 10 of these, and we're going to alternate the arm that we're using. So get the kettlebell between your feet. Again, I'm not back on my heels, I'm not pulling with my shoulders, I want to focus on driving with my legs. Alright? So I squat down, I don't bend over, I squat. Keeping that ball for pressure. I drive through the legs. I keep forwards. And we want to drive through the legs hard enough that we flick the weight overhead. And you'll see that I'm kind of punching the handle in the air to catch it before it swings round and then smacks me on the forearm, which isn't very comfortable. So the main two things to prevent that happening is to keep your weight forwards. Okay? So over your feet and not over your heels, okay? And also trying to think about punching the weight in the air. So drive through the legs, keeping the weight forwards, and punching the arm. Okay? So the way it'll work is drive through the leg, reverse it, switch arms, drive through the legs again. Okay? So that'll be 10 of those. So for the squat hops, you can put the weight down and do just body weight, or you can hold the kettlebell upside down like this. Okay, same idea. We're not weighing that. We're trying to keep our weight forwards in an athletic stance. A little bend of the knee, a landing, and then we drive through the legs, just to hop up a little distance, and then land absorbing the force. So, what I'll do is go for 1 round of those. Okay, 10 of the snatches, and then 10 of the squat hops. So we'll give that a go. Okay, through from the front. Squat hops. In the front. Great. That'll be 1 round. You would rest 30 seconds, and you repeat that another 2 rounds. So, getting into the last circuit, we've got kettlebell swings. And we've got kettlebell high pulls. So, a kettlebell swing, we're going to do 15 reps. Again, really important that we're not drifting back onto the heel. Try and stay over that ball of foot as best you can. We go down, we drive through the legs, and we're swinging the kettlebell in a pendulum fashion between the knees, and then straight up and down in front of us. Okay? A few from the front. I'm squatting down. I'm not excessively bending forwards. I'm just keeping my balance point. Squatting and then driving through the legs. That's a kettlebell swing. Now the high pull is very similar. Same idea. Ball of foot balance. I'm squatting, not bending. Okay, I let the weight touch the ground, pull the weight up to my chin, touch the ground each time. And again, keeping that forward balance, driving through the legs, elbows nice and high. Okay? From the front. Okay? So I'll show you those with the dumbbell. It's slightly different. So for the kettlebell swing, if you have a dumbbell like this, you can hold it like that. Same idea. Okay, it's still very effective. Okay, if you can't do that, you can try and hold it sideways. Okay. Also be careful because it's not as stable. Alright. Or you can hold the handle in the middle with both hands. Still achieve the same thing. And those same grips go for the high pull as well. Okay, so hold with both hands, squat down, pull up to the chin. Okay, so what I'll do is go through one round of those just to show you what it's like. First thing, we've got 15 kettlebell swings. Got my balance, staying forwards. Alright, swing out in front, between the knees. Focus on that balance. Don't lean back. Keep that ball of foot. Squatting down. Driving through the legs. Show you through from the front. Alright, high pulls. Squat, touch the ground. 1. Drive through the leg. 3, 4, 5. Through the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. So after that, you take 30 seconds rest. Repeat 2 rounds or more if you feel like it. So that's that, guys. That workout is cardiovascular. As you can see, it does build up a bit of a heart rate. If you have heavier weights, you can adjust the workout. So instead of doing 10, you can drop to 6 reps, or just drop a few reps off each, or keep the reps, take longer rest periods, and adjust it to suit your needs. Hope that was helpful, guys. Hope you enjoyed the workout. See you next time.